So I'm back with another interview, and this time I'm joined with a former guest. And what a crazy past few months it's been for this man. When I spoke to him last time, he was scheduled to fight Dan Jones. Now he's beaten the biggest prospect in probably all of Australia slash New Zealand, and is now the Hex featherweight champion. So it's just crazy how things change in a matter of weeks. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, especially on such short notice, Mr. George Mangos.
That's all right. Thanks for having me on, man. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so just talk to me about how your last few months have been, man. Because obviously, yeah, you were meant to fight in that whole Grand Prix, and now you're the ex featherweight champion. Like, how did this all happen?
Yeah, it was a crazy couple months. Not even months, but it was only within the space of like 3 weeks. Well, I had originally my first opponent, Dan Jones, like you mentioned, pull out due to injury. Then got switched in for Dibbs on like a week's notice, and then Dibbs couldn't make it to Sydney for some reasons, and then yeah, then all while that was going happening and everything was up in the air, got an offer from Hex to fight Justin for the belt because Abdullah had been knocked out in his kickboxing fight. So yeah, we just thought, fuck, it's you can't pass up opportunities like this. Like we've got a chance, a shot to take out the number one guy, make a massive statement. And it just really felt like it was meant to be. Like with all everything that fell apart, how it did, and replacements, and then not going through, and then Abdullah getting knocked out. Like it just felt like it was just supposed to happen. So yeah, we took it, and the gamble paid off.
Yeah, definitely. Like, how did like compared to like your previous fights against Brogan Stewart and Aaron McConnell, how did it actually feel like before you walked out there against Justin Van Heerden? Like, obviously, he's got such a big reputation and such a good win streak as well.
Yeah, honestly, it was really weird because I was telling my coach even before the fight, but after as well. I mean, I'd never been more confident going into a fight than that one. I don't know why. Like that one was the most high stakes, my toughest opponent, and things like that. But honestly, it's like I just knew I was going to win. It's like I had already seen the future. I knew that I won, and yeah, I was at that much peace of mind, like coming into that fight for whatever reason. I'm not sure, but no, I felt really good on Friday night.
Yeah, you could tell you were like busting with confidence as you walked out. Obviously, I spoke to you, in the DMs about that walkout. That walkout was amazing, man. Like, what was the thought process behind doing Skyfall? Because yeah, that was fucking awesome. That was a really good walkout.
Yeah, it's funny actually. One of my mates, his younger brother, he loves watching me fight and stuff. He started training now as well because of me. He comes to Lions Den, and he just keeps telling me to walk out to it. And I was like, "Fuck, you know what? It's actually a good song. I'll do it." And yeah, he was pretty happy with that.
Could that be like your like signature walkout, or are you gonna just change it up every single time you fight?
Yeah, no, I like it. I think I'm going to use it again. I'll probably keep it unless something else like good like that comes up. But yeah, like you said, I think it's a pretty good walkout song.
Well, it's good because if you watch any of them like MMA TikTok like edits or anything, it always has Skyfall playing it. Like it's a pretty common like MMA edit to use. So I feel like it's a pretty good walkout. Like it's literally James Bond's song. So it's like, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, no, I rated it a lot, and like I said, I got like from you as well. I got heaps of good feedback from it. People were saying that they liked it and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. So like talk me through the fight with Judson. Obviously, he did get you down in that first round. I think that's the first time in a fight you've been held down like for any period of time. I can't really remember watching any of your previous fights. So how like you looked very calm in there, like even knowing you have Justin Van Heerden, one of the best grapplers in Australia slash New Zealand in the MMA scene. You looked very calm, even with him on your back. Was that just a poker face, or were you really that calm?
No, I was really calm. Like I said when I was walking out, I don't know, I just felt like I was gonna win. Like I knew I was gonna finish him. Like, I didn't know how, but I just knew I was gonna win. And then even though like I clearly lost that first round, I was so confident after it finished. Like when that round ended, I was like, all right, yeah, I got this guy. Like that's his best. That's what all he could do is hold me down, and he couldn't. He didn't go for any subs or anything like that while we were dry and fresh. So anything he does in as the rounds go on, it's just going to be harder and harder for him to put me away. So even though like clearly that was his round, the first round, I was so confident going into the second that yeah, I'm going to win this fight. But he's good on the ground, man. You can't, like you said, it's the first time someone's been able to do that to me, take me down and hold me down for that long. Um, But I'm happy it went that the way. I'm happy I got 15 minutes of fight time. I don't think I had 15 minutes of fight time all up combined in my other fights. So yeah, it's good to get a bit more cage time and experience. Um, but yeah, like after that, came out strong in the second round. Landed some good leg kicks, a couple of spinning kicks, and then took me down from one. Um, yeah, but I think I did enough to win the second. And then third round, I think if I didn't get that finish, would have been his. I would have gone 2-1 into the fourth. Well, for what I think, I don't know what the judges would have scored it. But yeah, no, fuck. I just as soon as I locked up that triangle, was squeezed for my fucking like my life depended on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you looked very confident on the feet. Like, how did you feel striking with Justin? Because like them leg kicks, they were fucking very powerful. Obviously, you could see he buckled from. I think it was the first leg kick. It looked like it. He felt it. So your leg kicks were definitely very powerful there.
Yeah, yeah. My strike, I felt great. Look, I've got great striking. I feel like I'm happy I got to show it a bit more in this fight. Because with my other fights, I haven't really been able to, and I haven't fought as well as I can. In the striking, I feel like I've fought a bit scrappy and wild on the feet, but I've got like in training, I've got really crisp and clean striking. So I got to pick my shots a bit better in the fight with a clear head, and yeah, like I think I definitely had his number on the feet as well. So yeah, I was happy I got to prove that.
Yeah, I did like the spinning attacks, but at one point, you threw one of them spinning attacks, and have you seen Weidman versus Rockhold years ago, the title fight? So in that fight, like Weidman was sort of like winning it, and then he went for a spinning kick, and then he got taken down by Rockhold, and I was thinking back to that, I was like, oh fuck, like is this going to be a Rockhold Weidman situation there? But I think he ended up getting back up after the takedown.
Mm. Yeah, no, I haven't seen that fight, but yeah, we spoke about that with my coach. Not only like with spinning stuff, but we knew that it was going to be his game plan. And whenever I come in close and try to land something like clean and big, is when he's just going to come and take me down. So whether it was a punch, he got me down a couple of times like that as I was throwing a combo, or that kick as well. That was We knew that was going to be his game plan. And credit to him, it was working for a while. So. Yeah, it's not like the most exciting style, but man, he's winning all these fights with it, and he was getting pretty close to a UFC contract. He's good at what he does. He's got a path to victory, and he sticks to it. So you got to give him credit for how he fights, how his game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he is a great fighter. Even now, like just because he lost you doesn't mean he's not a great fighter either. You just had like a fucking stellar like finish in that fight. Like look, if you look at the guys he's destroyed, it really does like show your ceiling in the sport. Like Muhammad, was his name Muhammad Alavi? I
I
forgot
love
was
you.
it. Yeah, was his first name Muhammad, or am I just like
No, that's Muhammad. Yeah, I love you.
yeah? Okay, I was like, oh fuck, I hope I'm not stereotyping there. Yeah, okay, yeah, Alavi,
Nah,
yeah,
I used to
Alavi.
train with him back in the day.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. When I was young at my old gym, yeah, when I left that gym when I was like 15 or so. But yeah, I used to train with him. So I didn't when he fought Justin. I was at Lions then, but yeah, I definitely watched that fight. I was thinking Muhammad was gonna smash him,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's what I really thought. Wow, fucking Justin's better than I thought because I trained with Muhammad. He's like, he was really good. He wasn't undefeated for no reason. Like he's been doing it for a long time. He's got really good wrestling. I thought he was gonna like walk all over Justin, and then Justin went out there, dropped him as well and subbed him. So that's one of the fights where I was like, fuck, this guy's actually better than I thought.
Yeah, definitely. Like he definitely because like even avenged a bunch of his losses as well. Like he really did level up when he started training a freestyle. Obviously, like he avenged the loss against Diego Pereira, the Rod Costa loss. Like he just went on a crazy streak. So I mean, it makes that win for you look so much better as well. Because like I've seen a lot of articles and stuff like that saying he was the most like UFC ready fighter in the Australia New Zealand region, and I don't doubt that he still is. I just think it shows how good you are.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the reason we wanted to take this fight as well. We jumped at it when we got offered it, is because yeah, all this hype's been built around him. He's got this win streak. Everyone from his gym, you got Volk and that posting, get him signed up for UFC in Perth, and yeah, so now I think it's my turn.
Yeah, like I guess that helps me segue onto what's next. Like, 4-0 maybe. Like, do you think they will give you that opportunity with just 4-0 fights? Like, obviously, you got a big amateur pedigree, but I have been hearing a lot about Sean Shelby's been like looking at the Australian fighters, but he has been wanting a bit more like experience first, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure about 4-0. Like if I did, I'd be over the moon. I don't think I'll get signed up after this one, but I'd say nothing's been signed or um, like set in stone. But if my next fight is Jarrett on Hex, which was it looks like it's gonna be like that. That was the number one contenders fight. Um, yeah, if that's my next fight, and I go out there and I put Jarrett away in exciting fashion. I think that's enough to get them calling. I'll be 20 years old, two-time Hex champ, all finishers. I think that's enough to get them to give them a call, even if, like you said, if you want a bit more experience. But just being so young, I think that after another finish, I should be ready to get a call.
Yeah, definitely. And like, yeah, like you say, Jared would be an amazing one as well. Like looking at his record, 8-2, like that is a really good record. Justin, really good record. Like and even like Aaron McConnell, like he did beat Tom Nolan on the amateurs. So like that's still like there's some really good wins you've got under your belt. But yeah, how do you foresee that fight with Jarrett Wilbraham going if it does happen next?
Yeah, look, I think I got Jarrett's number. I think I'm more calm and like more thoughtful in my fights. Like he seems a bit wild on the feet and scrappy. Um, but I think I've definitely got him covered in the wrestle and grapple. I don't doubt that he's good, but I just think I'm better. I think that's sort of my bread and butter is my jiu-jitsu, as you like obviously from my last fight. Um, yeah, I think I'll get another finish against Jarrett as always.
Yeah, like I feel like a fight with Jared, like looking at that Kakembo fight, really good takedown defense. Like I feel like the first round it'll probably be more of a striking fight. Like you did see he did eventually get taken down by Kakembo, but very good takedown defense. I feel like even if you watch his fight against Offley, like Offley couldn't really hold him down either. So it will be interesting. Like it will be a good test for you, maybe to showcase a bit more striking or even just to like maybe work a bit harder, get takedowns or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's something I'll be excited for as well. Someone who's like Jared's obviously he's keen to stand on the feet and throw some punches. So I'm happy to do that too. I'm happy to showcase a bit more of my striking, like I was saying before. Yeah, if that's how the fight plays out, that's how it plays out. I'm ready wherever.
Yeah, definitely. I also want to just talk about that triangle you did get on Justin. Like, what was going through your head when you like knew that you were about to latch it up? Like, was it just a big feeling of relief, where you're like, I'm not fucking letting go of this until he taps?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, once I flung it up, I was like, all right, because I got that arm, like I got my legs wrapped around him. And I'm like, fuck, all right, I actually might have a good chance of this. And then I cinched it up, and then I just squeezed, and then I switched it. You can't really see it on the camera. I switched it to an arm bar at one point. Man, his arm was fucking like really straight. Like I thought I was gonna snap his arm, but then he made his little adjustment, and it sort of set me up to get the triangle on like fully tight, which I went for and squeezed, and yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. There's this photo of it actually, like 1 second before he taps. I'll send it to you. The photographer got a
Yeah.
good photo. 1 second before he taps, I'm like squeezing, and then when he taps, my face is just like in shock. I was like, it's a good photo.
Yeah,
Um,
I need to see that.
yeah, but no, yeah, a lot of relief, like you said. Like it was a big moment for me. I think looking back, like now it's been a week. I just sometimes I think about it and I just start laughing. Like, there's no way. Like I just flying triangle with this guy. Like he's the best guy in Australia, um, and also what I've realized this past week as well is like, fuck, I'm just a kid. Like I never realized how young I am. Like I'm just like I don't know. Yeah, it feels pretty crazy to be where I'm at 20. I've never really like processed it before. I just thought it was. It's always been normal to me, but I don't know. Now with this achievement, I feel like yeah, well, I'm actually just a baby in this game.
Yeah, well, you're a top prospect in the whole continent. Like, not don't just think Australia. Think you're you're the biggest prospect in all of Oceania. Like Australia, New Zealand, Samoa, Tonga, like all them countries. You are number one. Like at 20 years old. Like, not to put too much pressure on you, but that is fucking insane when you think about it.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's mad. Like it's mad to think like that. Like Yeah, you can only think if things keep going the way they are that yeah, no doubt soon enough I'm gonna be in the UFC.
Yeah, definitely. You keep improving. You keep like just showing everybody like how good you are, and yeah, you're no doubt going to go in there and do great things in the UFC, like for sure, man.
Yeah.
Have you been watching Tough?
No, I wanted to watch Connor's one yesterday. I didn't get a chance, but I'm gonna watch it. I saw that he won
Yeah,
those first two rounds, so he must have been pretty dominant, which is good. That's good. The better he does, the better it looks for me. You know, if he was the last Hex featherweight champ, if he goes on to win it and um, gets signed up, it's good for Hex. It's good for me. It's yeah, brings more eyes to Australia, which is I'm all for that.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, he looked really good in the fight. Like I haven't watched Tough, but I did go and watch his fight because I just wanted to see how he did. And yeah, he looked really good. Just yeah, he beat the shit out of the guy, and like that guy Nathan Fletcher, he was pretty like hyped up as well. I've seen a lot of people saying he was like the front runner to win the whole thing, and Khan sort of just like smashed him. So that was a pretty good performance there for him. Like really good win.
Oh right, really, yeah. I thought I saw that too. They were saying yeah that he was like one of the favorites to win. Um, so yeah, it's even more impressive to go pull a dominant round. Not even need to see the third round.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the featherweight division is like one of the most like UFC ready divisions. Like looking at all the guys, like obviously Khan, he just went to Tough and now he's killing it. Baeda, he did get knocked out in that Muay Thai fight, but like he could still probably go in there and still beat some guys in the UFC. Like and like Justin was probably the most UFC ready, and you just went and beat him. So how UFC ready do you feel like right now at 20 years old?
I'm ready for sure. I mean, sometimes I watch UFC and they say these featherweights like we spoke about as well. Like
Yeah,
man, I could beat this guy. Like you know, he's not everyone in the UFC is a world champion, and they're not all like you know they're yeah not everyone's like absolutely amazing. So I mean, I can definitely get thrown in there with some guys. Like I've definitely still got growing to do and learning, but I'm definitely ready to be in there.
I would bet my life savings that you would destroy Weston Wilson in a round. Like I'd shit you not, you would kill Weston Wilson, man. And he's in the fight. He's a 4-fight UFC vet. For fuck's sake, I think you would destroy Weston Wilson however you wanted, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, there's some guys like that. We think, how the fuck are you in the UFC when, yeah, there's guys even like where Justin should be in the UFC. Like myself, there's a few guys that could easily replace them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I always watch like the featherweight fights, the lightweight fights, and I like look at like you, Harry Webb would destroy a lot of these guys, Krillin Sauerkid, like you guys would destroy so many of these guys in the UFC right now, but because you're in Australia and they can just sign these American guys on short notice, they get the call up when they don't really deserve it. And like, yeah, I don't know, it's crazy just looking at some how bad some of these guys are in the UFC sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, that's hopefully what like we'll get some more opportunities with all these UFC coming to Australia. Like there's deals in Perth or some in New South Wales and now Melbourne or Victoria, sorry, where they're gonna have like UFCs over scheduled over the next few years. Hopefully, we can get some people get filling in spots short notice if they're ready.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, I was just about to ask something now. Now it's just I literally just had an old man moment there. What the fuck was I going to ask? Holy shit, man! This has never happened in an interview before. Fuck, that's so bad, man. We're talking. God damn! Holy shit. Okay, let's just. It will come back. It will come back to me. Let's have a look at that shiny belt. Let's have a look at that belt. I seen the photo of you sleeping with it. That was pretty cool, man. It's
Yeah,
a pretty beautiful belt. Looking at it, like it is very beautiful. Is
I
it
like
heavy?
it. Yeah, it's pretty solid belt. It's better than I thought, to be honest. See that there. Yeah, nah, I like it. Add one to the amateur belts collection. Running out of room.
Yeah. Oh, I remembered what I was going to ask now. Have you seen that Tapology hasn't changed the fight with you and Dimps? They still think you're fighting Dimps this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I wasn't too happy with the rankings. I'm still underneath Justin. I beat him.
Yeah, I never understand those rankings. At one point, they had Harry Webb under Baeda at lightweight. Like, how does that make sense? He beat Baeda. Like, it should be if you beat that person, you take their ranking, or like you shouldn't
Yeah.
be below who you beat, in my opinion.
I don't know how the fuck Diego Pereira is number one. Fucking like I don't know. He's like up and down. Wins two, lose one, win two. He's like
Oh,
10-7. I think how that
but he
makes him
like
number one.
but he like literally he's lost to Justin as well. Like
Yeah,
how is he number one? Like no disrespect to him, but like he lost to Justin, he lost to Rod Costa. Like
yeah,
uh Justin beat Diego and he beat Rod Costa. Like obviously
yeah,
Justin should be number one, and then you beat Justin, so then you should be number one. Like I don't know that.
yeah. If they're gonna keep Justin above me, they should have at least put me number two. I should be above Diego.
Yeah, like so. Wait, they've got Diego number one in all of Australia for featherweight.
For featherweight, yeah, they got Diego, then Justin, then off Carnoffley, then me.
What the fuck? Yeah, that
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense at all, man. Like that is so odd. Like,
I know.
yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Even like
No.
if you want to look at it, like Diego also lost to like Jack Jenkins. Like he lost all the other guys like who went and outside the UFC for featherweight. Like he's lost to quite a lot of the guys in the scene. You'd think they would put an undefeated guy who just beat Justin Van Heerden at the top. Maybe you got to fight Diego for that number one spot, the real number one spot.
Yeah. Well, we said that's what my coach said after this fight. It was like maybe we should fight Diego next, like if Jarrett. Uh, and then I was like, nah, he's got a shit record. I'd rather fight someone who's 8-2 than 10-7.
Yeah, definitely. If you look at it on the record, like even though Diego is like very good, like because he did beat Tobin like years ago, and Tobin was like the next big thing at one point. Like the UFC are going to look at the record and like fans, and they're going to say, oh, he's not fighting guys with good records, even though like he isn't like bad. But yeah,
Yeah,
like Jarrett definitely looks better on the record.
yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, then my coach he didn't realize that was his record, and he's like, oh yeah, never mind. 8-2 is a good record to take. Like Justin's was good as well. Yeah, that's what they look at, right? I'm guessing at least. Anyways, like
Yeah,
they're looking at who you're fighting and how you're doing against them. So yeah, 8-2 guy. He's coming off, I think, back-to-back wins now. After his loss against Khan, like he's only lost to good guys too. Like only lost to Khan and Cody Haddon, and Khan's an Ultimate Fighter and Cody's on Dana White Contender Series.
yeah,
So yeah,
exactly. Yeah, he's definitely. I feel like Jarrett's one of probably the most underrated like guys in the scene. Like not many people really know like how good he is, but when you look at his performances, even against Cody and Khan, like he gave them both pretty good fights. So like that is like if you beat him, that shows like I think he's a guy who could probably compete against like some of those guys in the UFC. So if you go in there and destroy him, then like that is just a really good look for you as well.
yeah, exactly. And he's got a decent fight IQ as well. I've seen it, and his Instagram he does these breakdowns and stuff like that, like frame by frame. It's pretty good to do stuff like that. So yeah, it's clearly like pretty like a fan of the sport. He loves it. Yeah, like that's good to be doing stuff like that. How he's got good fight IQ.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I used to love his breakdowns. Doesn't do them as much now, I think, because he's focusing a bit more on like the actual fighting. But like, yeah, he's fucking good at those. Like, he got a lot of he got like so many like big time UFC fighters and stuff like that following him and liking his breakdowns. I even seen McGregor liked a few of his breakdowns as well, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, right there you go. Didn't realize that. Yeah, I see. That's why. Um, we've got heaps. He's got heaps of followers. He's got like 50,000 followers or something. So yeah, it was doing pretty well.
Did you catch like obviously I know you it was the fight before you, so you probably haven't didn't catch it the night, but have you rewatched his fight against Kikembo?
Yeah, yeah. I watched it the other night. Yeah, it was a close fight. Like what's it called? Like the last round clearly was Sam's. I think round two was clearly with Jarrett's. Round one was a bit more even. Like I don't know who he gave it to. Like a lot, Jarrett was throwing a lot of punches, but if you actually look, a lot were missing. Like he was putting more like pressure and moving forward. Um, but look, it was a close fight. Like whoever won, it was either way. It wasn't like a dominant victory for who if they gave it to Sam or him. Either way. Um, but yeah, he fought alright. Like it wasn't anything special that performance, but yeah, I mean he gassed a bit in the third, so he's got to improve that gas tank if he's going to fight me for five because yeah, going into that fourth, I would have been feeling fresh if the fight didn't get outstopped in the third. So, yeah, that's the one thing I'll take away from that is um, his gas tank wasn't the best, but yeah, he fought smart. Like he just stayed on the outside, um, moved well with the first, avoided danger. He didn't get clipped with any like really clean shots. So yeah, got to give him respect for that.
Yeah, definitely. Like I thought that the like obviously all the replies like calling it a crazy robbery and everything, they were all absolute guys. So I guess they were just very passionate for Kikembo, but I didn't think that was a robbery by any means. If it would have went either way, I don't think it would have been too outrageous. Like you say, first round was a toss up, second round was pretty clear to Jarrett, and then the third round was pretty clear to Kikembo. But I seen a comment and it was like, how did they not give Kikembo that fight? He won the third round. It's like, yeah, but it's round by round scoring. Like they
Mm.
acting like it was Pride or something, where it's like scored the whole fight. Like I don't know, it's crazy
Yeah,
response.
yeah. No, I don't think it was enough of like you said, exactly that. I don't think it was enough to say it's a robbery. I just think it was a close fight, and yeah, whoever won, like someone's gonna be upset. But yeah, it wasn't
Yeah,
enough to. It could have gone Kakemba's way, and it would have been a robbery. And same as with Jarrett.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, but how do you like foresee? Like maybe if you say you beat Jarrett, do you think that that is like UFC, or who do you think will probably be next for your belt after that, or you don't even looking past Jarrett?
No, definitely not looking past Jarrett. But I think a finish depends on the performance. I think a good performance and a finish is enough to get me call up. But if it's like a tough back and forth, scrape a decision, or if I lose, obviously not. But if I scrape a decision, something like that, maybe not. But yeah, I just based off my other performances, if history repeats itself, I think that's enough to give me a call. I hope so, at least.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I also wanted to get your thoughts on the up kicks that you landed on Justin. He fucking ate them. Like that was crazy to watch. Like how hard did you kick him when you were up kicking him? 'Cause
Yeah,
like, you knocked his head back so much, man.
yeah, I fucking launched those kicks. I swear, I thought he got like he must have got rocked a bit because I landed the first one clean, and then the second one, I felt like all his weight dropping me. I thought I dropped him, and then the round ended, and he was still on his feet, and I was like, what's going on here? If I wasn't sure, but yeah, I think I definitely rocked him with them. Because yeah, like I said, I landed that one, and he's like all his weight fell on me. I felt like when you get like a flash sort of like knockdown where you just lose your legs for a second. I felt like he just did that and dropped his weight. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what it felt like to me. Um, yeah, yeah, it's like when my legs sort of caught him when he did that. But yeah, that was fucking hard up kicks.
Yeah, I think you could even hear them at one point. Like I think when you landed on, it was like it was a fucking big fucking noise when you did it. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because he was on top of me. I was like, he was looking to obviously do some ground and pound. So I was like, well, I've got to get one of these off. So just stop him in his tracks.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think that maybe you see him again, like in the UFC or something like that? Like, what do you think he does next? Like, do you think he's like UFC caliber after that fight?
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely good enough. Like you said, even though he lost to me, he's definitely doesn't he's still a great fighter. Man, I don't know. I was talking about that with my coach. Like, what does he do next? I kind of fucked him up a bit. Like,
Yeah,
he's not getting any younger. Um, he had to build together this 6 fight win streak. All these points to selling points for the UFC to make himself um, marketable for the UFC. Blah blah. 6 fight win streak. If he won that, he would have been 4-time Australian champion. Um, would have been a 7 fight win streak. It trains with Volk. Blah blah. But now it's like sort of cut that and derailed it. So he's got to go like almost on another little streak, at least another 2-3 wins, I think, to get
yeah.
him. Because I don't think the UFC is going to sign anyone coming off a loss. Um, but what's next for him? I don't know. Maybe do they match him up with Kakembo or um, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a tough spot for him because yeah, he's like I said, he's 30. He's not getting any younger.
Yeah, I was gonna ask also, what was your thought on that like little press conference thing you had to do? What was your thought on all the trash talk and everything there? Was it like, have you ever done anything like that? Like little presser thing like that?
Nah, not like that, not in person. Yeah, it was good. Like I didn't mind it. I mean, I would have hated it if I was Jarrett or Kakemba. I wouldn't have liked that, like in the up and whatever. But yeah, me, I didn't have any like actual beef with anybody. It's just it's
Yeah,
for respect, but we're gonna fight. So even with Justin, like I've met him before. I've been down at freestyle. I've done some sparring back in the day. So I know all those boys there. Nothing against anyone. There's no bad blood, but now it's looking like we're gonna start crossing paths, and yeah, until that's done, and until I'm in the UFC, yeah, we're on other ends. But after that, you never know. When we start training together again, do some sparring. But yeah, like I said, with stuff like that, press conferences and interviews and stuff. I mean, I like to keep it pretty like respectful. I don't really have, unless I've got
yeah.
beef with anyone, which I don't. But yeah, I'm just keep it to myself. I'm pretty respectful, but I'm confident. I'll say how it is, how I feel the fight's going to go, and obviously that I'm going to win. But yeah, I don't dislike the guy or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to also like bring up the big butterfly effect. Do you know like the butterfly effect? Like one small thing it creates. So
Yeah,
going back, if Harry Webb didn't get scheduled against Baeda, he wouldn't have knocked out Baeda, which then Justin wouldn't have came over to Hex. He wouldn't have left. He wouldn't have left Eternal to go to Hex. Then you wouldn't have been scheduled for that Eternal Featherweight Grand Prix. Then if Dan Jones didn't pull out, no, not Ollie Schmidt, sorry, Dim Skillies wouldn't have been scheduled against you, which that fight wouldn't have got pulled. And if that fight didn't get pulled, uh, you wouldn't have gone over to Hex, but also at the same time, if Abdallah didn't take that Muay Thai fight, he wouldn't have got knocked out, which then Justin then wouldn't have fought you. If it's crazy when you factor in all them things, how it all came down. That is the biggest butterfly effect I've ever fucking seen, man, in MMA.
yeah, that's what I was saying before. Like it's like when we got that offer, me and my coach, like yeah, everything's just falling into place. Like we can't say no. Like it's meant to be. Like this was meant to happen. We're supposed to take this fight and get skyrocketed into getting signed up into the UFC, and yeah, it's like you said, that small butterfly effect. Just changed into all these big things happening, people making moves, and yeah, I mean, it worked out in my favor.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say the big beneficial person in all of this is you. Definitely, like after all of them events, like yeah, it just leads to you getting the shot against Justin. Like yeah, it's crazy how like one small defeat can then just launch so many different like factors into it. But honestly, I'd love to see you versus Baeda if he when he does come back, if he's still going to fight. I'd imagine that Hex will probably give him like a instant rematch for the belt or something like that. So that could potentially a fight if you don't get signed after the Jarrett fight if you beat Jarrett.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that'd be an exciting fight. Is that he comes with a lot of problems to deal with here. He's obviously he's tall as fuck. Like that's the main thing that he get past. So yeah, it'd be an interesting fight. I'd love to test my skills against him. Yeah, I think if I beat Jared, then I'm not signed, and I beat him, then I'm definitely going to the UFC. Um, yeah, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, no, that'd be like just looking at it, like that'd be a crazy resume to like go off. Like obviously, I think Justin was 14-5 when you beat him, I believe, something like that.
Yeah, 13-5.
13-5, yeah. Then obviously Jarrett would be 8-2 if you beat him, and then Baeta would be 9-2 if you beat him. Like that is crazy, crazy level of competition if you go beat those guys back to back to back. Like you would know, you'd be undeniable in my opinion for like the UFC
Yeah,
because like
and they're all like top five guys in the country as well. Like they're
yeah,
all there. They've all held belts. Jarrett was a challenger for Hex title. Yeah, I think if I have to fight, if I beat just Jarrett, and I don't get signed, and then I beat Abdallah, yeah, like you said, for sure, undeniable.
yeah,
Which is a
definitely,
lot easier said than done, but yeah, it's
yeah,
hell.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely hard to beat. Like all very different stylistic matchups as well. Obviously, Justin was a big, heavy grappler. Jarrett, I don't even know how to describe Jarrett's style. It's just very unique. Like there's not many people who
Yeah,
fight like him. He's sort of he's got a very sort of similar, like his style of striking is like sort of like Sean O'Malley to an extent, like he's long, rangy type of guy. He's got good takedown defense, but he also grapples himself. And then obviously, fucking Baeta is just like I don't even know how long his reach is, man. I keep hearing all different stuff. I've seen as low as 76. I've seen as high as like 81. So I don't know. He's got a long ass reach though, so that's like not something
yeah,
you really see too much in the featherweight division.
yeah. No, he's like definitely, yeah, one of a kind. I don't think there's any featherweights that tall. I mean, it's like a Jalen Turner at lightweight, same thing, just massive.
That could be a potential fight for you, man. He loves to fight Aussies, so maybe you get signed to the UFC short notice, lightweight somehow. Jarlin turn. I was speaking to someone about this yesterday. I shit you not. We were talking about how Jarlin fights all the Aussies, and then we're saying he would probably end up fighting like fucking Anthony Drillich or you, even though you're in different weight classes. Like because he just always turns out Jarlin fights the Aussies for some reason.
Yeah, well, that's how Josh Kulabau got signed up to the
Yeah,
UFC. Malaki was scheduled to fight Turner, and then Malaki got injured, and then Kulabau stepped in at lightweight and fought him.
and he's not even a lightweight. Like
Yeah,
Jarlin just I don't know. He ends up fighting all our fucking prospects. He fought Potter, I think Callum Potter came down from welterweight when he fought Jarlin, maybe, or maybe I'm misremembering that. But like he fucking fought like veterans, up and comers. Just yeah, he's got some fucking vendetta against all of it. He was
yeah.
scheduled to fight some other Aussies as well. He was meant to fight one of the ATT guys as well. I forgot which one. The tall
Right.
guy.
Alex Georges, maybe.
Yeah, that's it. He was scheduled
Yeah.
against Geordies like years ago as well. Like he's just I don't know. He's
Fuck.
got some fucking
He would
vendetta
have got
against
more.
us. But
Yeah, fuck that. I hope I don't have to fight him. He's fucking huge.
yeah, no, especially because you were a former flyweight as well, man. Like he is a guy who could probably fight at fucking welterweight for sure.
Yeah, I seen that photo of him standing next to Rockhold, man. He doesn't look that much smaller than him.
There's even a photo of him next to Hamzat, and he's like not that much smaller. And fucking Hamzat's just a massive, massive cunt. So like, yeah, like
Yeah.
craziness.
I mean, there's that as well. Like, he does struggle to make weight. Like, he's missed it a few times. So, like, he's obviously a massive. Like, I don't know how the hell he gets down to 70. That's crazy.
Yeah, he lies. I swear he lies about how much he weighs because he used to say he was like only 77 kgs, but I do not believe that now, man, because he is like fucking massive. He looks so much bigger now as well.
Yeah, I'll get up to 77 pretty easily. Fuck, that guy will be huge. He'll be in the mid 80s at least.
Yeah, definitely. So what's the celebration been like since your fight? Have you done any like big celebrations or was it just like straight back to training?
No, honestly, nothing too crazy. Right? Even in Melbourne after the fight, like, I couldn't be really fucked to do anything to go out or anything like that. Some of my fights I'll go out and go for a few drinks after, but this one I couldn't be bothered to be honest. Um, we went for a little bit, got a few drinks, but yeah, it was early night, and then I went back to the hotel and fuck, I watched the fight about 50 times. I stayed up to like 5 a.m. watching the fight. I couldn't sleep. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I haven't done nothing too crazy. Yeah, that's it. Just back to training. That's what I don't do it because I feel like I have to. Like, it's what I love doing. So it's not like, oh no, I've got to be back in training. Like, it's what I enjoy. Um, so yeah, that's I'm just continue doing what I love.
Did you like I don't know if like many people doubted you or anything like that, but did you like did you message anyone from school or anything and just say, yeah, fuck you, you doubted me. He's like, look at me now, motherfucker. Like did you have any moment like that afterwards?
No, I had a few people actually, like a lot of people that I haven't spoken to for a long time, message me and things like that,
Yeah.
reached out. That's always good. But I've never really had anyone doubting me. I mean, back then at school, I don't think I could even like speak into being how like where I'm at now. I didn't expect that would be this at this point, especially this early. So yeah, well, I'm sure a few people doubted me, especially going into this fight, fighting this guy. Uh, but yeah, I guess I'll shut them all up.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And I seen Fight Wave. He put up a thing like talking about how it's just like a new wave of like Aussie MMA right now. Like obviously there's you, Harry Webb, Mikhailov, even though he did lose his last fight, he's still a very solid fighter as well. But like, it's just crazy how like you guys have been, given these shots at the very like established guys with like, multiple fights, like more than 10 fights probably, and you've just both you or not both, you've all gone in there and you've just put on like extremely good performances. Do you think that just speaks to the level of, you young up and coming guys and just the level of how much better Australian MMA is going to be getting in the future?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, even Jono's one was a mad fight. I watched that live. That was a really good fight. He fucking just put a beating on Luciano 5 rounds. Like, it was just full dominant. Um, yeah, that's. I mean, it's good that they've been giving us these shots because it's like that. Where it's 3 for 3 right now. They've all been the throwing the guy that's supposed to be the top dog. So um, yeah, I mean, it's good from Hex to be doing that as well because they're all on Hex. Like, and, people start talking about it. It generates a bit more hype. This guy, is he ready or not? Um, yeah, I mean, it's exciting to be a part of as well. I mean, I was happy to be a part of it. It's exciting to watch as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, yeah, I think it's just like it shows how good you guys are getting because, like, yeah, like you say, you're only 20 and you've just gone in there and you've beat like the established number one guy in all
Mm.
of Australia, pretty much, man. Like, and like even like the other guys you beat, like solid guys as well. So yeah, I just think the future's very bright, like for you, man. And uh, I think I probably asked this last time. I think I asked if you had like a dream fight, but would you have like a dream fighter to debut against if you could pick anyone on the roster to debut against?
Um, Fuck. I don't know. It's hard to picture me against someone like that. I don't really have a dream fight. Uh, I'm not sure. I'd love to knock out Aljamain Sterling. He's fucking. Now he's at featherweight.
Oh, that'd be amazing, man. Like
I've seen that,
everyone,
bro.
yeah, everyone would fucking Aljo. Like him taking that knee against Peter Yan, man. Like that probably fucked him up in the future, ever having a
Yeah,
like solid fan base.
yeah, 100%. Even though, yeah, like he came and he fought him again and like he won convincingly. Like, still.
Yeah, that Calvin Qatar fight was pretty bad as well. Like he did
Yeah,
dominate Calvin, but like that it was like such like not a very fun performance. I was sort of hoping Calvin was gonna like fucking knee him, like knee KO him or something like that. How JDM did Burns.
yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right as well. Yeah, I remember the whole crowd was just booing him when he was fighting. He cops it a lot, but it's pretty slack.
Yeah, like even against like Sean O'Malley, man, the trash talk was so bad. Like he doesn't help himself at all. Like I remember, I forgot which it might have been the Cejudo fight, but he rocked up wearing a fucking backpack, and he's like, "I'm wearing a backpack. I'm the human backpack." It's like, man, that's not fucking good trash talk, man. That's so fucking cringe.
Yeah, fuck. Some people are just not. It's not for them. They shouldn't
Yeah,
be given.
yeah, no, definitely. There's a few people who shouldn't be given a mic. I mean, Aljo and like Cejudo are probably the two main guys not to give a mic.
Yeah.
Like, to are you gonna be at UFC 405? Because I've heard Cejudo is gonna actually be fighting on that card. He's gonna be fighting
Oh
Song Yadong more than likely.
no, probably not. I haven't been. I'm not gonna go. I don't even know if they've started like selling tickets yet.
No, they haven't even sold tickets yet. It's really delayed. Like we're like less than 2 months out, and they haven't even like started selling the tickets. I feel like that's really weird. Like normally
Yeah.
they don't do it this late.
No, I wasn't planning on going unless I'm fighting. That'd be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, like are you excited for the fights though? Like watch them at home or something like that?
Yeah, I definitely watch them. I want to see how
Yeah.
I'm keen to see Adesanya versus Druskus. That's a good fight.
Who you got winning that?
Fuck, I don't know. I think man, you can see it going both ways. Like, I can really see Drickus like just out muscling him. Like, he's just so much bigger
Yeah.
than him. And but man, Adesanya is fucking like world class kickboxer. So you can't count him out. But the one with Drickus really surprised me. I didn't rate him at all. A 2-4 Rob. And when he knocked him out, I was like, fuck, this guy's actually like a problem. Um, I do think he lost to Strickland though. I think Strickland won that fight. Um, but man, if I had to pick, nah, I'll still probably pick Adesanya to win. I still probably, if I had to put money on it, I'd probably pick Adesanya.
Yeah, I feel like I can understand why Adesanya is a favorite, just because like Dricus's style is so fucking ugly, but it works, man. It works. It's such a weird style, but he just pressures forward. Like he's got cardio. If you've heard of cardio, like he's got that fucking retard cardio. Like he's
Yeah,
just moving
yeah,
forward. He's got retard strength as well. He's so strong. He's so like I don't know. He's he's just a freak, man. Like even against like because I didn't think his cardio was that good. I thought he would gas a lot, but against Strickland, like even though you can argue Strickland won, like his cardio was fucking crazy in that fight.
yeah,
Like so, it's like
yeah.
I could see him just pressuring a lot against Adesanya.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of a nightmare to deal with. Like, yeah, it's sometimes those awkward strikers and just awkward people. They're like the worst to spar and stuff like that. So I can only imagine fighting someone. Um, yeah, they're just they don't even know what they're gonna do. So like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
exactly, man.
a nightmare.
Like, because the way he runs forward, just fucking swinging his hands, no technique. He's not planting his feet either when he does it. Like he's literally running forward, like I don't know, something you'd see in like the fucking 1800s in like a fucking boxing match from back then. Like he doesn't fight like someone in the 21st century. Like that's
Yeah,
the best way to describe him, man.
yeah, exactly.
So you got some teammates fighting this weekend. I just wanted you to just get your thoughts on how you believe they're going to perform this weekend.
Yeah, no, the boys are gonna do really well. They've been putting in, heaps of good work. We've got some momentum as well going after coming off my win. We've got one boy fighting tonight, Ben Patterson, on Showdown in Sydney. Yeah, he's looking real good. So it's gonna be a dominant win for him, and it should be for Chris as well, fighting tomorrow in the Gold Coast. Should both. I think they're gonna put him away. They're both looking real sharp, and yeah, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah, Chris is actually getting some hype from America from a pretty like well-known guy who scouts prospects. He messaged me to ask about Chris because he was asking if I've like seen many of his fights. So that's pretty cool for Chris. He's getting some spotlight from Sean Bitter, who's like his name's the MMA wizard. He does like prospects watches and like prospect articles and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's bad. There you go, deservingly so. He's got an exciting style. So yeah, lots of people would love to watch him fight, and I think yeah, he'll put on another show tonight,
Has he
tomorrow.
did he,
Sorry.
did he have like a lot of injury woes or something like that? Because I did notice like he's been out of the cage quite a lot, like with a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, he's had a few injuries. He hasn't had the best um the smoothest run. It's been a lot of stop start for him, injury wise, and then opponents pulling out on him. So yeah, he hasn't. Not everything's gone his way, but so it looks like touch wood. So he's gonna get into the cage tomorrow finally, and yeah, because I don't think he's fought for like a year now. It's been so yeah, just yeah. Now I think he's keen to finally put it on another performance because it's been too long.
Yeah, definitely, man. I also want to shout out your dad's garden. By the way, I said this to you last time, man. That's fucking such one of the most beautiful backgrounds I've seen on any of the guys I've interviewed, man. Like that, he's fucking maintaining that shit really well.
Yeah, he loves it. No, it's a good spot. Yeah, it's the best spot in the backyard for a
Yeah, it's like
background.
the Garden of Eden in the backyard, man. Like it's fucking beautiful stuff.
Yeah, it's good. I'll tell him you said that. He'll love it.
Yeah, man. I'd make sure you do. Because I know you're a Greek Orthodox, right? I
Yeah,
think we
yeah.
might have spoken about this. Did we speak before or after that priest got stabbed, man? Because did you have like some connection to that place? Because I know that was
Nah,
in Sydney.
no, I don't have a connection to that place.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's I think he's Orthodox. I'm not sure, completely sure. I know he's like Assyrian. I think he's like a Assyrian Orthodox or Assyrian.
Oh, right.
But yeah, no, that was fucking pretty fucked up. I mean, luckily, I don't know. I heard something about like the knife didn't open properly. Like, yeah, so that's lucky. It could have ended pretty badly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, horrible stuff. Yeah, I just because I remember you posting some stuff about that. I think so. I wanted to like check, if that was maybe some relation to your church or anything like that. But yeah,
No.
that was horrible, man. Like, yeah, I feel like people just need to not try and kill each other all the time over stuff like that, man. Like,
Yeah,
just let people practice their religions.
yeah, it's pretty simple if you put it like that.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's obviously easier said than done for sure, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, definitely, man. But thank you so much for taking this interview on such short notice. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, awesome performance as well. Like crazy good win. I'm very excited to see what's next for you, man. Like, yeah, definitely very good times, big times ahead for you for sure.
yeah, no, exactly. It's exciting, and yeah, thanks for having me on. That's all right. Yeah, always pleasure to talk to you, and yeah, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, no, awesome. Your first follow up guest I've had, so that's pretty good. Congratulations. No, I'm
There
joking.
you go.
But yeah, if you want to shout out some sponsors or anything like that, yeah, just feel free to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, thanks for all of them for helping me out and getting me over the edge for this fight. A special thanks to CFX Painting and Mac Air. They're two my biggest sponsors that support me a lot. So yeah, and shout out Lions then.
Oh, actually, no, wait. Sorry, I did want to ask one last thing. I just remembered. Thank fuck, I
Yeah,
remembered that before. Uh, like, what's this? Do you think you'll ever fight for like Eternal again, or is that relationship like can that is that mended, or is it in bad spot? Have you like heard from those guys?
I mean, yeah, look, they obviously weren't happy with me. I don't know if I'll ever fight for them again. We'll
Yeah,
see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously, the thing is that they obviously want the best fighters on their show. So, and I just beat the best guy. So, I don't know. We'll see. But at the moment, I'm happy to stay on Hex and fight Jarrett in the next show. So, I'd
yeah.
say definitely, most likely not for the next fight. And then after that, we'll see. We'll see where I'm at.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I know how Cam can be, so I'd imagine yeah he was not very happy yeah when you left for Hex. But hey, you went in there, you showed up, and now you're the champ. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I imagine you're like probably one of the best free agents because your contract isn't exclusive with Hex, is it?
No.
Yeah, so you're like probably the biggest free agent now in like the featherweight division in Australia, New Zealand. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
performance talk. So yeah, but yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, I just wanted to just quickly get your thoughts on that. But yeah, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the chat. It was good to talk to you, and yeah, we'll talk again, man. When you get something booked for sure.
Yeah, done. Sounds good. Thank you, bro.
Easy. Well, have a good one, man.
You too. Take care.
Peace.